Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Montreal Canadiens franchise series here on the channel. It's been a little while since I recorded the last episode. I think it took a week off, I think, but I'm ready to get back into it right now. Um, Last episode, I showed you the off season, and some of you guys left some comments regarding who we should get as far as DMAN, because I'll show you the lines really quickly. Our decor is not the greatest. We're really happy that Cole Caulfield has gone up to an 86, so we're gonna play him on the first line. But um, yeah, we also traded Shea Weber for Thomas Hurdle, and I think he's gonna be our third line center here. But the problem is our decor. Gustafson's only an 84, Petrie's an 83, Montour's an 83, Brodin's an 82, Mete and Juleson. So it's not the greatest defense. So I left you guys with the question to suggest some potential trades that you think we should make. The two players that we might be trading are Philippe Danault and Charles Hudon. We can keep Hudon as a scratch as well. But we have a player here in Jesse Ylönen who's definitely ready to get into the lineup here for sure. Samuel Poulin is going to be playing in the AHL on the first line here for his first season. Decor, we don't really have too many good players that are going to be able to graduate into the NHL right now. But yeah, I left you guys with the question, I basically asked you who you think we should be getting for D-Man. Obviously not in free agency because we missed out on Colton Parayko, who's the ideal player to get right now, but we missed out on him. And I left you guys with a question as to who you think we should be getting. So there were a couple comments here. Mark Kaufman left a couple comments. He said I could have gone Johnny Hockey and traded him for a D-Man. I know I could have done that. It would have been a little bit cheap though to just get a player and just to trade him for a star D-Man. But I know I could have done that, I guess. And also Mark says trade Hurdle for a D to get. He says trade Hurdle for D, get Malkin or Johnny Hockey. I think I don't know if Johnny Hockey is a player that we need. We already have Jonathan Drouin, Cole Caulfield, all those players. Nicola Ehlers, who are basically the same player as Johnny Hockey. But let's just see how much he's making. Let's just see his contract because I know he was a free agent player. That's why Mark is suggesting him. But let's just go and search him up here. Okay, Johnny Gaudreau's with the Senators. I think he might be in his 30s. Okay, he's 29. Really good player. Let's see how good he simulates. 64 points. He's not a point per game player. He did have 99 points, like I said, but this wasn't in game. Like this wasn't simulating. He does score quite a bit of goals, basically 30 and more every season. But what I don't want was his contract. Let's see here. I think his contract is pretty high, 9.115. I don't know if he might have signed for 1 year then, because I think he was a free agent. But yeah, he's with the Ottawa Senators. I don't know if I want to trade within our division, Mark. Let me just go ahead and I know Malkin's too old, so I don't want to trade for Malkin either. But thank you for your comments. Really appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to have to go and try and find somebody else to trade for a good D-man. Only one Big J also said something. He said Evan Bouchard is interesting. In my opinion, you can go for him or you can go for Cider. Yes, both are younger, but Bouchard is 83, 22 years old, and Cider is 79 at 21 years old. And he says, in the case of Bouchard, if I was the GM of Montreal, I'll definitely go after him. So thank you for your comment as well. Only one Big J. I think that's a good suggestion for sure. Let's just look him up. He's with the Edmonton Oilers. Let's see his stats and what he's all about. He's 22, like he said. Not the greatest trade value, which is good. First round, 10th overall offensive defenseman. Around 25, in the 20 point mark usually since we've started simulating. So not the greatest at simulating, but he is here. He's 83. He hopefully will get better sooner rather than later. He's signed at 4.62 for 4 more years. So he would be a steal if he does get better, if he gets up to 85, 86. But it would be a kind of a gamble as well if he doesn't, paying him 4.6. Another player that I was looking at, like I was mentioning in the last video, was I think this player will for sure be a stud. He's 85, Cale Makar. Let's see how good his stats were. I think he can be a top pairing D-man. So he's more of like a 30-point guy. Like I said, I think he is a offensive defenseman as well. So yeah, offensive defenseman, drafted 4th overall. So he could be another player that we can get. And then the last player was Keandre Miller. I think he's still with the Rangers. So let me see here. Yeah, Keandre Miller, 83. He only makes $1.5 million. He's a two-way D-man, which is good. And I think he's simulated really good with Hartford last year. In his first NHL season, he only had 6 points in 25 games, but I think he's ready to play in the NHL at 22 years old. And yeah, I think that we can get him for sure. And then let me just take a look at overalls here. So we have Gustafsson at 30 years old. Let's see how good he did last year. 29 points. He hasn't had the best seasons with us. He was really injured the first season and then less than 30 points in the last season. We pay him, I believe, about $7 million, so 7.4 for another 2 years. Montour is here with us. He can be a good second pairing D-man. Jeff Petrie, he went down a little bit, but we only signed him for 1 year, so he's good for that. 5.225. Let's see how good he did in the last season. 29 points, so he's not awful. Basically the same production as Gustafsson. Brodin went down to an 82, which is kind of annoying. We pay him 4.77 for another 2 years. Let's see how good he was doing. 16 points with us in the prior season. Juleson and Mete. So Mete can be our scratch player here. And then, or we can even trade him as well, because I don't know if he's going to grow. And then we can also add Jesse Ylönen, that's who we're thinking of trading earlier. So it could be Ylönen and Mete for Keandre Miller. It looks like the Rangers would be getting would have too many players on their roster. So let me just try and pick up another player here. I would just want to take a look here at the players that they have. So Brett Howden has turned out to be a really good player here. Let me just take a look at values first. So this Kilohama guy, when was he drafted? Was he drafted 1st overall? 3rd overall in 2020 sniper, Kai Kilohama. So he looks like he was a created player. Panarin, Capocacco, 84. Dempsey, another really good 1st round pick, 3rd overall in 2022. So it looks like they've sucked a little bit over the years, but now they're ready to turn the page and start doing good. So Adam Fox is another good player. 43 points. Wow, okay. 24. Brady Shea, Trouba. So Adam Fox would be another player that I would like to get. I don't know if they would be willing to trade him. But yeah, he makes 4.745. So if I was to add Philippe Danault as well, I wonder if this would go through. Probably not, though, to be honest. But we can get 2 of the players that we're looking for and we're looking to get right now in the same trade. So Adam Fox would be at 85. He would be your number 1 D-man right now. Number 1 right-handed D-man. And then we could have Keandre Miller as a second pairing D-man. And then we might have to also trade a player here. Let's see. Well, we would have to trade perhaps our 1st round pick. And yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to do that, to be honest. Let's see. If I was to trade Mete and Ylönen for Fox, would that go through? I don't think it would even. it's a little interesting here what we got going on here, because I think we definitely need some D-man in our lineup right now. So you know what? I think I might have to just because New York wants both of them, I believe, right? Or no, actually they just want Yelenen. But so if I was to do Yelenen and a second, they don't even want a second. They just want the first round pick there. So if they want a second for next year for Keandre Miller, I wonder if this would go through. Like I was explaining in the last episode, this is basically a win now mode, in my opinion. Carey Price has gone down, so we definitely need to try and get him a cup as soon as possible. So I think this might be a trade that might make that happen. So Yelena in a second, they want both of that, both of those assets, and then we can get Keandre Miller. Like I said, top 4, 83, I believe, right? 83. Okay, good. I think this would be worth it. Let's see if they accept. So okay, there's not too much to deliberate about on this deal. I think the New York Rangers will think we came out on top here. So we definitely got Keandre Miller now. So nice to see. We lost a player that we didn't have room for, and we gained a hopefully top 4 D-man for us. Now I think Brodin might be expandable, but let's just keep looking for trades here. Yeah, Keandre Miller, I think, has made what's it called here, Brodin expandable now. But I'm just gonna keep going and keep trying to build a trade here with maybe Colorado. So let me see here. I was talking about maybe trading Dano, right? So Dano was worth a decent amount. So let me go back to Colorado and see how far off we are in order to get this guy here. What's his name? Cale Makar. So if we're really far off, then it might not be worth it. But my thinking is that Colorado might be able to afford getting rid of Cale Makar because they already have Sergachev, Byram, Gerard. I mean, they have some high-end top young D-men. They still have Johnson, I guess Luke Johansson. They still have, this is another Johansson, sorry. But let me take a look at their center core, how good it is. So they do have McKinnon, who's a stud. Jost is decent, but then it kind of drops off after that. So they also need help on center core. So I think this might be able to go through. We're still a little far off though. So let me see. Dano is signed for another really team-friendly deal at 5.5. He's been producing really well, so he would be a player that we could that could attract Colorado here. Colorado be over the maximum salary cap. Okay, so might have to retain some salary or take something back. But let me just go and take a look at what else we can offer here. I think we might be able to trade a D-man as well, since maybe we don't need to trade Mete. We can trade Brodin, who is worth a little more. But I'm not too sure. So Brodin, we would have to say goodbye to Brodin as well. Let me see if Colorado has anybody that they're paying a lot of money, but maybe their contract is off the book this year or something that I can take on. So looks like they don't. $6 million. Okay, Eric Johnson, maybe. So we can get. This would work because Johnson makes $6 million, right? And then we get Cale Makar, and then we trade Dano and Brodin. I don't know if this would go through though, but let me just try it. Trade rejected. The Colorado have this great thing called a trade block. You should check it out based on what you are asking us to cough up. It seems you haven't. So you better be willing to give us something outstanding. I don't see that though. We could live with what you're sending us, but not in this deal. Your offer is woefully insufficient when I considered the value for what you're asking us in return. So let me just go back really quickly here. And maybe the better option would be like, I forget your name, man, but that you suggested. Let me just double check again. Actually, I don't have the video up anymore, but yeah, the viewer suggested that, and I think it was really smart of him to suggest. Nick Suzuki's down to an 81, though. He was 83 earlier in, I don't know if it was earlier in this episode. Yeah, look, Caulfield's down to an 85. Is this due to morale? Might be due to morale. Unfortunately, we got some players that went down. Lehkonen went down to an 80 as well, so that's kind of annoying. So, but I just want to take a look at what we're thinking of doing here. So I don't know if we have room for Brodin really. So let me see. If I put K'Andre Miller with Montour and Gustafsson with Petrie, might be better. But I don't know if I want to give all this responsibility to K'Andre Miller, who is basically playing his first season right now with us. I don't know if Gustafsson is like worth even keeping right now at this moment in time, to be honest, either. Brodin. I wonder if we can just trade if we should trade Gustafsson and then just keep Brodin, I'm thinking. I'm going to try and go and find trade and see what they offer me for Gustafsson. If they offer us like a first round pick or something, that might be good. But I need to get a little creative here with our trades, because this is a difficult situation. We did get a player. So okay, the only trade that they're offering us is Thomas Tatar. I would rather not do that. But yeah, I need to get a little creative with the trades that I'm willing to do right now, because like I said, it's a little bit of a win now situation right now, and yeah, we would be right against the cap though, but I think might work. Let's see also, who else can we have that would be decent, like an interesting prospect. I know this is taking a little while here, unfortunately, but trying to make this happen right now. So is this Raphael Lavoie? I think it is. Yeah, okay. So power forward, all right. But I would honestly rather get Pillman, but I think that might be a little too much to ask for. So first, Bouchard, Pillman for Dano and Juleson. Let's see if I could maybe trade them Mete now. This might go through. They want 3 players. They want to get rid of the first and Pillman. They don't want to get rid of Bouchard, but they're getting help on the center core here. So let's see if this would go through. You sent us multiple players to fill a single need, so we're going to say no to. We would take no Juleson if you decided to try again. All right. So they don't want that. So Evan Bouchard in a first for Juleson and Dano. I mean, we could have Byron as the extra forward instead of Dano. I don't know if I'm getting fleeced here, guys, but we definitely need help right away. Let me actually ask them to take a little bit of Byron's contract, so I'm not like right against the cap here. At least half of his contract. So yeah, let's see this. It would work well for both of us. So Bouchard and Byron. Byron's contract is over this year, and then the first for Dano and Juleson. I think this would go through. On the surface, your trade looks good to Edmonton, but we're going to say no. So they don't want to keep Byron that much of Byron's salary. So if I say 25%, trade rejected. They're not interested at this point. So let's just say that they're not going to reject anything. Or they're not going to keep anything. Not ideal, but then might just have to put Byron on waivers and might create a little bit of cap space. So Bouchard in the first for Dano and Juleson. Trade accepted. On the behalf of the Edmonton Oilers organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you on the ice. All right, so I think we have enough play. I think we have a pretty good decor now. I'm just going to say auto fix rosters for now. So we have $91.735 million cap space out of $93 million. So we still have a little bit over $1.5 million in cap space. So Duranho's gone down to an 88, which is annoying. Ehlers is an 87. Caulfield 85. So I'm just going to do this for now. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. A lot of players are losing morale, unfortunately, which is really annoying. But I think it's just going to get better after after we start the season here. So let's just put you down for now. We're going to have to send down Byron in a bit, but we have Gustafsson and Miller. I'm gonna have to not do that, so it's gonna be Gustafsson and Bouchard. Bouchard is younger than Montour, so I think this works better. Miller and Montour, and then Brodin and Petrie. I think our decor looks a little bit better than when it first started. Mete is gonna be the extra player, the scratch player, right? Yeah, Mete and Byron, and then we're gonna bring up Paling, and it's gonna be you don't want Mete. Let's see the goalies, 86 and 81. All right, let me just go to here. Check this out. So Paling is 83. I don't know. His role is at fourth line forward, so he definitely needs to play with us. Let me just have a quick look at the roster moves really quickly. Actually, let me just get my lines ready, guys, and I'll bring you guys back once I have all that ready. Just give me a second here. All right, guys, I fixed the NHL lines as well as the AHL lines. Taking a look here at our first line. Obviously, some players' overalls have gone down due to morale, but we have Jonathan Durant, Kotkaniemi, and Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield was at an 86 earlier, but we're hoping that he's going to get better throughout the season if he has a good start of the season. So yeah, he's going to be playing on the first line. Gallagher, Domi, and Ehlers for the second. Burakovsky, Hurdle, Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki is another player that went down. Armia, Paling, and Lehkonen. Our defense is now going to be made of Eric Gustafsson, Evan Bouchard, Montour, Miller, Brodin, and Petrie. They're all +1, so that's good news. And then this is what our specialty teams are looking like. We're just going to start with this, and then maybe we can insert Evan Bouchard throughout the season. We just don't know how good his individual stats are, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. This is the penalty kill. Then 4-on-4 lines, 3-on-3, and then the shootout. And then goalies is going to be Price and Primo. So that's that for the NHL. I'm going to quickly show you the AHL. I signed a couple players because we had way too many D-man playing on the fourth line and third line even, I think. So we signed a couple players, Holmgren and McGregor here. These two players are going to be playing with Rudy Strimbu, medium elite, 68 overall. So we're looking out of some growth out of him, or looking for some growth out of him, I should say. So yeah, he's a medium elite, 19 years old, so he's still very young. And then first line is going to be McShane, Poulin, and Lear. Cam Hillis, Evans, and Byron. Holmgren, McGregor, and Strimbu. And the D-core, we have Dadonov playing as a top 4, 20 years old, 74, and Horden, who's a 69 medium elite. So we have some players that are going to be playing in the AHL and are going to be playing some permanent roles that we're looking for some growth out of. So I just made a little trade. I traded Snuggerud to the Chicago Blackhawks again. I think that's where he came from originally. But yeah, I traded him to Chicago just so I could have Horton and that other player, not Strimbu. I forget who the other player, D-Man, was. But yeah, we definitely need both of those players to be playing in the AHL. So I'm just going to simulate to the first game of the season. I think our team is solid enough to be making it into the playoffs, and with some growth, I think we can surprise some teams in the playoffs once we get there. But it's gonna be a long, hard season, so I'm not gonna simulate too much in this first episode, guys. Not first episode, but this episode of the season here. I think that maybe 1 month will be enough. We're starting Friday night against the Florida Panthers at home. Florida won their first game, so let's get into simulating here, guys. First game of the season at the Bell Center. I need some big performance out of all of our main players. So first period, 1-0. Max Domi scores on Spencer Knight. So Spencer Knight looks like he's a starting goalie now for the Florida Panthers. 13-9 the shots. Second period, 3-2. Okay, so there are a lot of goals. Domi has a hat trick. 3 goals for Domi, and Dadonov and Kreider score for them. 26-24 the shots. Third period, come on, boys. We win. Eric Gustafsson scores and Chris Kreider. It was a tie game, but then Eric Gustafsson gets the game-winning goal. 38-34 the shots. A lot going on in this game, but we do get the W, so that's really nice to see. And we have their first 2 points of the season. So it looks like we're starting the season with 4 home games. So that's crazy. Let's just simulate to the next game against Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. They lost their first game, so it's going to be a hard game nevertheless, even though it's at home. So let's just get into simulating here, guys. First period, 1-0. Thomas Hertl scores his first goal for the Habs. 13-7 the shots. Brendan Holtby's in net for them. Second period, 2-2. Okay, so Alex Ovechkin scores and TJ Oshie score for them. Nick Suzuki scores for us. 24-19 the shots. Can we have a better third here and take the W? 2-2 still, 36-34 the shots. Looks like we're going to be going to overtime. And we win in overtime. Thomas Hertl scores another goal. 2-goal performance for Tomas Hertl. Price had a really big game, and Nick Suzuki as well. So the third line looks like they're doing good. Really nice to see here. Since we're only going to be doing 1 month simulation, I'm going to do what's it called? They're all going to be, not all of them, but most of them are going to be in-game simulations. So at least the first 4 will be. So we're playing against the Vancouver Canucks, Elias Pettersson, and the Canucks first period here. 2-0 for us. Max Domi and Cole Caulfield scores his first goal of the season in the third game on the power play. So that's nice to see. 12-10 the shots. The Canucks are leading, but we have a 2-0 lead. So second period, 3-1. Okay, Domi scores. So Domi's been on fire so far. Elias Pettersson scores for them. 23-20 the shots. Can we hold on here in the third? We do exactly that. Cole Caulfield scores another power play goal. So nice to see Cole Caulfield waking up and having a big game here. We were 3-0, so it's really nice to see. Let's not get too cocky, though. Let's keep playing hard. Keep building chemistry with the new players that we've acquired in the offseason. I think we have 3 or 4 new players, so it's going to be really, really important for us to continue on a winning streak here. So first period, 2-1. Cole Caulfield scores again. Second game in a row he scores. And Jonathan Drouin scores for us. Matt Duchene scores for them. 12-11 the shots for us. Second period, 2-0 still. 27-20 the shots for the Montreal Canadiens. Can we hold on here in the third and get some goals? And we don't. Quinton Byfield and Dante Fabro score for them. 3-2 they come back. And we suffer our first loss of the season. So not ideal, guys. But let me just take a quick look at our lines while we're at it. Looks like Brandon Montour has been injured. But the second line looks like they're producing really good. 5 goals and 2 assists for Max Domi for 7 points. Really nice to see here. Hopefully his overall has gone up as well. Nikolai Ehlers, has 5 assists. Cole Caulfield has 4 points in 4 games. Suzuki has 4 points in 4 games. Gallagher, Drouin, Kotkaniemi's not producing well though, so that's kind of annoying. I don't know if Kotkaniemi is the real deal as far as producing offense. I don't know if he's more of a second line player or something, but he just doesn't seem to get it done with these guys here. So I wonder if I was to do like Ehlers on the first line with Kotkaniemi and Caulfield, and then Drouin with Domi and Gallagher, if that would make it better. Let me try that. We just suffered our first loss of the season, so let's see if that will work. I would like to get Kotkaniemi going, so I think this might help it out here. So it's going to simulate a couple more games here against the Vegas Golden Knights and the Vancouver Canucks. Can we get this going here? 4-3 win. Okay, perfect. The draft class has been released. I'm just going to skip that for now. And 3-2 win. Okay, perfect. We're 5-1. It's really nice to see. I wonder if Kotkaniemi has had a better production. He only had one. I think he only had one assist in 4 games when we first checked, or 5 games. So let me take a quick look here at Kotkaniemi's stats. So 3 assists, so only not ideal, but not awful. Ehlers has last time we checked he had 5 assists. Now he has 1 goal, 6 assists. Let's see, Caulfield 5 goals, 3 assists. So he's producing fairly well here on the first line. No, even though Kotkaniemi isn't, but maybe Kotkaniemi is more of a player that is allowing Cole Caulfield and Ehlers or Durant when he's playing on the first line to have freedom as far as playing in the offensive zone. And he's basically taking care of the defensive duties because he's more of a two-way forward. But I would also definitely like to see some production out of Kotkaniemi because he's playing with the best goal scorer on our team. So first period here in Arizona, 3-2. Okay, so Stepan, Ekman Larson, and Chissons score for the Coyotes. Keandre Miller scores for us, and Durant score for us. 16-7 the shots though, so we need a better performance from Price. Second period, 7-3. Wow, Brodin scores twice, Ehlers scores, Caulfield scores, and Gustafsson. Okay, so 32-14 the shots. Incredible second period. And are you kidding me? The Arizona Coyotes score 4 goals on Primo in the third. Are you kidding me? 7-7 still. And we win in the shootout at least. Cole Caulfield and Burakovsky score. Primo allowed a goal to Phil Kessel, but at least we got the W here. That was crazy. 6-1 though. That's insane though, guys, that we allowed 4 goals there in the second period. Or third period, I should say. We had 4 goals in the second, and we allowed 4 goals in the third. So another away game here against the Anaheim Ducks. First period, 3-1. Price allows 3 goals. Armia scores for us. 13-13 the shots. Can we have a better second? 4-2. Can we come back here in the third? We do. Perfect. Hurdle scores twice. Insane. Hurdle has been a great acquisition for us, I think. Can we win in overtime? We don't. Hampus Lindholm scores for the Anaheim Ducks to win in overtime. We pick up a point at least. But it's nice to see that our players are playing hard to come back and everything. So we have another big game against the Anaheim Ducks. The Edmonton Oilers, I should say. They're 6-2-0. Playing against McDavid. And we also traded Noah Juleson to them. And we got Evan Bouchard in that trade. So hopefully Evan Bouchard can have a big game coming back to Edmonton first period. 3-1, perfect. Petrie scores and Caulfield scores twice. Nice to see. 14-4 the shot, so it looks like we're dominating them. Second period here. 3-2. Yamamoto scores on Price. Can we hold on here in the third? We do. 3-2 win. 30-21 the shots. Big performance by the Montreal Canadiens. Cole Caulfield with the first start, 2 goals again. So he is taking the league by storm here, playing first line minutes, and he's just killing it. So 15 points for the Montreal Canadiens, sitting second in our division right now. Let me take a quick look at the individual stats, see if any of our players have grown. Domi is killing it on the second line here, guys. 14 points in 9 games, I think I saw. Caulfield, 8 goals in 9 games, 11 points. Gustafsson, nice to see him produce. I was looking to trade him, so I'm glad I didn't trade him. Suzuki, 7 points in 9 games. Jonathan Drouin, 6 points. Kotkaniemi, only 5 assists. But at least he's going a little bit more. But that's decent, guys, I think. Cole Caulfield, at least Kotkaniemi's not slowing Cole Caulfield down, so I just want to take a quick look at the lines and see if any players have grown in the NHL or AHL. So still 85 for Caulfield and Gallagher. 80 for Lehkonen, but we did get some growth for Ryan Poehling, which is nice to see. The defense, Bouchard is an 83. So let's take a quick look at his stats here. So he's an offensive defenseman, but his offensive awareness is only 86. Defense is decent. He's not the greatest player, but I'm not going to complain. We're playing pretty good. Then I want to take a quick look at Keandre Miller. So offensive awareness 80 or defensive awareness 84, offensive awareness 88. So that's nice to see. I think he will be taking over Gustafson on the first line fairly soon here, which is really good. But actually, I was supposed to go to the AHL lines as well and see if we have any players that have grown. So Strembu's still a 68. I mean, it's only been less than a month. Dadanov 73, 69 for Horton. So I don't think we've seen any growth out of those players that we're looking out of some growth for. But like I said, it's still the first. Month. So we have 2 more games. We're gonna do the in-game simulation. See how our team does. It's been paying off doing the in-game simulations because we're 6-1, I believe. So first period, 2-1. Keandre Miller and Nikolai Ehlers score for us. Kerfoot scores for them. 11-8 the shots for the Montreal Canadiens. Second period, 4-2 Montour and Armia score. Nice to see. Can we hold on here in the third? We do that. We add 2 more goals even. So Petrie and Kakkonen score. Petrie's been playing fairly good since we reacquired him. So that's nice to see. 6-1 win against the Leafs. Everything is going fairly well here for us. So I'm really happy. Last game of the month against the New York Rangers at MSG. Can we get a big W here away from home against Kako, Adam Fox that we're looking to trade for, and all those other good young players. First period, 2-1 for us. Drouin and Brodin score for us. Kako scores for them. Primo's in nets, so it's Primo's time to shine in MSG. Second period. Are you kidding me? 4 goals allowed by Caden Primo. I just literally said that it was his time to shine, and he does this. Can we come back here in the third? We don't. Okay, so pretty disappointing performance to end the episode here, but we're still sitting first in our division with 17 points, 8-2-1. So that's pretty good record, I think, in my opinion. But I don't know if it's a worrying sign that Caden Primo has allowed that many goals in 2 periods of 2 different games. He's allowed 4 goals, so I don't know what's going on. Kotkaniemi's production also is a little bit worrying. 7 points, 7 assists, no goals in 11 games. Let me take a quick look at the goalies here before I end it off. So Price 8-1-1, 2.56 and 917 save percentage, and then Caden Primo 630, 6.35 and then 775 save percentage. This might just be the 1 month. I'm not gonna go too crazy about this. Let me go to the AHL and see. Can I go from the AHL here? Yeah, I can take a look at the best point getters. So Poulin, Lear, Brook, Horton 3 points, Dadanov 3 points. Let me take a quick look at the goalies. 3-2 and then 2-2. So I mean, not the greatest record, 5-4 for the Laval Rocket, but our NHL team is doing good at least. Like I said, I'm not gonna panic too much as far as how Caden Primo has played in the past. The 2 games that he's played. So Thomas Hertl wants to speak about something, so that's not great. I do not feel like playing 15 minutes and 41 minutes is enough ice time given my abilities. So I'm gonna try to persuade him. I'm a team player. That's wherever you need me to. Okay, so that worked out because he's a team player, so that's nice to see. Morale gain 1, so he's an 85. I don't think his overall went up or anything. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to panic too much as far as Caden Primo's performance and Kotkaniemi and all that. Next episode, we're definitely going to simulate a lot more, guys. This episode was just mainly to make some trades and try to better our team. And I think we did that. Our record shows that as well, 8-2-1. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed the episode. Let me know your suggestions for next episode again. And I will see you in the next episode. So take it easy, guys. Peace.